بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. And welcome to another session of التعبير القرآني, a study that we've been doing on the book of Dr. Fadil Saleh Samir Ra'i. And the last discussion we tackled this small paragraph that Dr. Fadil was quoting to add weight to his, basically he gave out his evidences regarding Jumla fi'liya, Jumla ismiya, and in particular he was talking about the example where the night was described with a Jumla fi'liya, لتسكنوا فيها, and the day was described with the Jumla ismiya. It was described as mubsiran. Okay, so in those perspectives, he was giving evidence, further evidences to support his claim, and he quoted this passage from Al-Kashaf. And I think we had talked about it. Unless there's any questions regarding that or clarification, please feel free. So inshallah today, we're going to look at the next paragraph. Okay, what is there? So he says ومن جميل التعبير بالفعل والاسم ما جاء في سورة الكافرون، وهو قوله تعالى قل يا أيها الكافرون، بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم، قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين. فأنت ترى أن رسول الله نفى عبادة الأصنام عن نفسه بالصيغتين الفعلية والاسمية، لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم، وبالفعلين المضارع والماضي تعبدون وعبدتم، ونفى عن الكافرين العبادة الحقة بصيغة واحدة مرتين هي الصيغة الاسمية، ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد. Okay, so maybe let's discuss what that passage is all about. So he says, now you see that, and one of the most, again, he's still discussing the idea of using ismiya and fi'aliya, jumla ismiya and jumla fi'aliya. And so he says, and one of the most beautiful expressions regarding fi'al and ism is what was mentioned in Surah Al-Kafirun. And then he quotes the ayah, the surah. And then he says, so you see that the Prophet ﷺ, he forbade عبادة الأصنام, the worship of idols, from himself, like he forbade for himself in two forms, the فعلية and اسمية. How? So you see that he said لا أعبد. أعبد is a جملة فعلية. So he used the جملة فعلية and he also used the جملة اسمية. He said ولا أنا عابد. عابد مبتدا خبر، أنا عابد مبتدا خبر. So he used both جملة اسمية and جملة فعلية to forbid the idol worship for himself. Okay, and then he used two kinds of فعل. So he used the مضارع and he used the ماضي. تعبدون ما تعبدون وما عبدتم. Right? What you are worshipping and what you worshipped. ونفى عن الكافرين, and in contrast to what he forbade for himself, so for himself he used both فعلية and اسمية, and in فعلية he used both ماضي and مضارع. But when he came to the kuffar, the kafirin, he forbade for them in only one sigha, in only one form, and twice. He repeated the same form twice. And that is وَلَا أَنْتُمْ عَابِدُونَ مَا أَعْبُدُ, and that is the jumla ismiya, وَلَا أَنْتُمْ عَابِدُونَ مَا أَعْبُدُ. Okay? So that's basically just the gist of what he's saying. And the idea is, maybe I could just continue and we can finish this page. ومعنى ذلك أنه نفى عبادة الأصنام عن نفسه في الحالتين الثابتة والمتجددة. So, in other words, he forbade for himself the idol worship, or the worship of idols, in two states. The state that is recurring, that is the mudara', the state that is renewing, في جميع الأزمنة, and also the state that is ثابتة, that is the madi, the state that is established, the state that is, calm and it doesn't change. وفي جميع الأزمنة, and in all times, because in Arabic we have the past and the present also represents the future. So he used both ماضي and مضارع, and in other words, by using the ماضي and مضارع, he negated the worship of idols in all times, in the past, in the present, and in the future. وهذا غاية الكمال, and this is utmost perfection. إذ لو اقتصر على الفعل لقيل, had he just simply limited his words to the فعل, to the verb form only, it would have been said, إن هذا أمر حادث قد يزول. This is something that is current. This is something that is happening right now. It could go away. So for example, if I say, I am riding a bicycle, after 10 minutes, I could stop riding the bicycle. So this is something that is happening right now. So if he just said it in the mudara version of it, or in the fi'l version of it, then it's known that it is time bound. Or if I said, I rode a bicycle, then I did it before, I'm not doing it now. So you see, by using the fi'l alone, it only limits it to a particular instance or a particular time, right? ولو اقتصر على الاسم لقيل, and had he limited his words to just the ism version or the nominal sentence, it would have been said صحيح أن هذه صفة ثابتة ولكن ليس معناه أنه مستمر على what happens next? What does he say next? says على هذا الوصف لا يفارقه. Okay. So it is true that when you mention something in a jumla ismiya, it means that it is thabit. It means that it is established. It means that it is affirmed, you know. ولكن, it doesn't mean that the meaning is continuous. Okay, for example, I think this is the example Ustad likes to give is that of a teacher. For example, if I say I am a teacher, that's a jumla ismiya. Does that mean I am continuously teaching? No, I'm a teacher. Most of the time, that's what I do. That's what defines me. Or I'm a patient person. If I say I'm a patient person, it means that most of the time I am patient. But does it mean I'm patient all the time? That's not what it means. Or does it mean that I'm continuously patient or I'm continuously teaching? No. If I'm sleeping, I'm not teaching. If I'm eating, I'm not teaching. So what it means that because you're using the jumla ismiya, or I'm a teacher, right? Or I am a patient person, it doesn't mean that it is a continuous state of that person. It means that, yes, it is a permanent trait that I have because that is how I am most of the time, but it doesn't mean that it is a continuous state. That's basically the introduction of the basic meaning of what is being said here. So we can now go into the details of it and look at the grammar and how everything is related to each other.
Sorry, before you go into details, I did not understand this last explanation where you said it is a permanent state, but not all of the time. It's not continuous. Isn't permanency all the time?
No. Okay. So for example, if I say I'm patient, like that's a description. Like or yeah, let's just go with I'm patient. When I say I'm patient, does that mean I'm observing patience right now? It could be that, you know, maybe tomorrow somebody angers me and I'm no longer patient. Like I don't observe patience at that particular time. So it doesn't mean that just because it is a trait that is innately inside of me, that is something that I am described with, doesn't mean that it is continuous. Like there's no moment of my life that I am not patient. Like I'm always patient every single moment. That's not what it means, right? A person cannot be patient it only means that most of the time, this is who you are. But then there are certain times where, you know, you're human, things can happen and you're no longer that. So let's say 70-30%. 70% you are patient. I would describe you as a patient person because, you know, if we were to put all the experiences in your life and we are to weigh them in the lens of patience, I would say he's a patient person. But when I give you that sifa, when I describe you as that, do I mean that you are 100% patient all the time, every single moment of your life? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, yeah, he is a patient person. Based on his experiences and based on what I have seen from him, I can confidently describe this person as a patient person. But it doesn't mean that that is a continuous thing that is happening. So you see, when the fi'l makes something continuous. So I am, for example, I am teaching. That means I'm doing it right now and it's continuing, right? But if I say I am a teacher, that does not necessarily mean I am doing it right now, okay? It means I could have done it 10 minutes ago. It means I might do it in the future. It means like it's not a continuous state. But when I say I am riding a bicycle, I'm in a continuous state of riding the bicycle. So it's a continuous thing. I don't know if that made it a bit clear.
Yeah, we can say that when it comes to patience, but we are talking about ibadah and we're talking about the Rasul. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam never worshipped. He never worshipped the idols, and his state has been constant, whether it was before Nabuwa or it was after Nabuwa. So we are talking about a particular verb. We're talking about abada, ibadah. We can say about the patience, yes, we might sometimes lose patience, but we're talking about ibadah and we're talking about Rasul.
Sure.
So
But imagine the person who is saying it is not a Muslim.
no, but we are not discussing any person. We are discussing the Rasul, right?
Okay, so I want you to understand the point that Dr. Fadil is saying. Dr. Fadil is not saying that the Muslims would say. He says, laqil. Somebody might assume, or somebody might say, or somebody might have this distorted idea. So not every person who reads the Quran is a Muslim, who knows who the Prophet ﷺ is, like reveres him. So he's saying that the Quran, the way it described the Prophet ﷺ in all this, is to negate all these kinds of ideas that might come into a person that might have, maybe somebody has a sickness in their heart, or maybe somebody who doesn't really understand Islam very well, all right? Or maybe just somebody who's trying to find contradiction and to find something wrong with the Quran. So he's saying, if at all this was said like this, somebody might come in and say this, or why did he use the Jumla Ismiya here? Maybe the trait is no longer there in the future. So if he said, for example, if he just said, La a'budu ma ta'budun, and he used the Jumla fi'aliya only, somebody might say, what about the future? Or what about the past? Did he not used to worship, in the past? What about the past? Or somebody might say, okay, what about, 10 years from now? Or what about the future? So that is what Dr. Fadil is trying to explain. He's trying to say that somebody might come, somebody who doesn't understand, and Allah is trying to preserve the honor of the Prophet by negating it completely, fully, by negating it in a permanent state, by negating it in a mutajaddida state, in a recurring state, by negating it in all times, the past, the present, and the future. So Allah is actually trying to preserve the honor of the Prophet here by saying that the Prophet will never, has never, and is not. So has never, is not worshipping idols, and will never worship idols by using all these different forms. So as nobody can come in and say, oh, maybe if he had stated it in Jumla Ismiya only, ana abidun, then when he's sleeping, is he abid? When he's eating, is he abid? I mean, of course, in Islam, there's a way you can link such mundane tasks to ibadah. You can do that. But somebody who's corrupt might come and say something like that. So that's what Dr. Fadil is saying, that because the Quran and Allah like sort of used the fi'l, the ism, the madi, the mudari', the mustaqbal, it sort of negates any kind of idol worship at any moment in time. Yeah. So that's the whole point. The point is not that we are trying to denigrate the Prophet ﷺ in any manner. In fact, the Quran elevates his honor by stating his worship, or rather his negation of the worship, idol worship, in all forms and in all times. That's the point.
Okay. Why I was thinking about it, because we did see in our grammar, besides this discussion, that sifa, when you have this sifa, that sifa might not manifest itself in action at times. So, but when you're
Exactly.
talking about ismul file is always in action. And this is ismul file, abid, right? For
Yeah.
example, yeah, you get my point?
Yes, I get your point.
Hmm. So
Yeah.
anyway, inshallah, let's read through it, and inshallah, I think it will be clear if you read through the whole passage. Inshallah. Jazakallah khair.
إياكم جزاكم الله خير. But basically that's what he's saying, and we'll see if at all he clarifies the difference between اسم فاعل and اسم صفة مشبهة. But I think here the point is between جملة فعلية and جملة اسمية, because أنا عابد is a جملة اسمية, whereas أعبد is a جملة فعلية. And that's the whole point that he's trying to bring across, I think, between the جملة اسمية and the جملة فعلية. All right. Any other questions? Okay. So who would like to read for us today?
Sister Archie will do us the honor.
السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
There I have to read. وأنت ترى from here.
Yeah, wait, sorry. Oh, we started from Mom Jamil.
Okay. ومن جميل التعبير بالفعل والاسم ما جاء في سورة الكافرون. الكافرون is رفع include it's مجرور of سورة, right?
The name itself, it's Al Kafirun. Okay, so
Okay.
it's protected in the quotes, and that's why. في سورة الكافرون. You won't say في
وهو
سورة الكافرين, because this is a name that is protected in quotes.
okay, right. وهو قوله تعالى قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين. فأنت ترى أن رسول الله نفى عبادة الأصنام عن نفسه بصيغتين. الفعلية والاسمية. لا أعبد ما تعبد. Okay, yes. الفعلية والاسمية. لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنا أعبد ما عبدتم. وبالفعلين المضارع والماضي تعبدون وعبدتم. ونفى أن الكافرين عبادة حقيقة بصيغة واحدة مرتين هي صيغة اسمية. ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد. ومعنى ذلك أنه نفى عبادة الأصنام عن نفسه في الحالتين ثابتة
الحالتين
والمتجددة.
الثابتة. What did you use? What حركة did you put in الثابتة?
الثابتة والمتجددة في جميع في جميع
أزمنة.
أزمنة. وهذا غاية الكمال إذ لو اقتصر على
This is
فعل
الفعل. Yes.
الفعل لقيل إن هذا أمر حادث قد يزول. ولو اقتصر على الاسم لقيل صحيح أن هذه صفة ثابتة.
أن هذه
صفة ثابتة.
صفة. What do you think صفة is? Wait,
This
you're right.
quality,
Um,
this permanent quality
no, you're
that
right.
this permanent quality. ولكن ليس معناه أنه مستمر
Yes. مستمر.
على.
We'll go to the next page later if we manage to finish this, inshallah. I think we can stop there. Okay. So let's go back to the beginning and let's go to the grammar and see. So what do you think, Afi? ومن جميل.
واو حرف أتف من حرف جر جميل مجرور جميل مضاف التعبير مضاف إليه. And the whole sentence is متعلق to. It's a hidden مبتدأ محذوف.
Where's the مبتدأ? So it's متعلق to something. So we just need to read ahead and see if we find a مبتدأ or we find a فعل. Okay?
Okay.
So
ما
what do we
حرف
see
نفي.
ahead? Go on.
ما حرف نفي جاء فعل ماضي فاعله
Wait.
هو.
Did you do بالفعل والاسم?
Okay. دي حرف جر فعل مجرور فعل موصوف أول فعل موصوف sorry واو حرف عطف and اسم معطوف بالفعل.
So what is بالفعل والاسم? What is it متعلق to?
Again, I think.
So it's متعلق to التعبير. التعبير بالفعل. Expression with a verb and expression with an اسم. So expressing yourself with a verb and expressing yourself with a noun. Okay, التعبير بالفعل والتعبير بالاسم. So far we haven't found a مبتدأ, we haven't found a فعل. Okay, so let's go ahead.
ما حرف نفي.
No, it's not حرف نفي.
اسم موصول. ما
Yes.
اسم موصول. Okay, I think what came in sort of that.
It's what came. It's not came. Yeah, what came
Okay.
exactly.
Okay. فما اسم موصول جاء فعل ماضي فاعله هو في صورة متعلق جاء في سورة
Yes.
الكافرون متعلق جاء and the whole is صلة مع.
And so what is ma here in this case? What would be the role of ma? It is اسم موصول, but what role is it playing in this sentence?
It could be مبتدأ.
Exactly. So our ma here is the مبتدأ مؤخر, and that means this is going to be متعلق بالخبر مقدم. And we know that this is a very common thing that happens in Arabic where you have the متعلق بالخبر مقدم, right? ومن جميل التعبير بالاسم والفعل ما جاء. So it's supposed to be ما جاء في سورة القرآن من جميل التعبير بالفعل والاسم, right? So what came in Surah Al-Kafirun is one of the most beautiful expression of verbs and nouns.
واو أتف هو مبتدأ قوله تعالى خبر. It is قوله the خبر تعالى is
تعالى. What kind of a word
is
is تعالى? What do you think? تعالى يتعالى.
فعل مضارع
تعالى.
فعل
Yes.
ماضي فعل
Yes.
ماضي. So it's describing who in the قوله.
So what is the relationship between قوله and تعالى? So it is describing قوله, it is describing Allah, we know. تعالى, exalted be He. So it is related to the attached pronoun who.
طيب أعتقد يعني
No,
بدل
it's not going to be a badal. It's not. You can't look at it as a badal, but you can also look at it as a yeah, you can look at it as a badal. قول الله تعالى, but it's more like a hal of the dhamir, right?
okay. هو قوله تعالى. In the whole sentence is مقولة said in the quote.
Sorry, where are you? The voice is a bit low, but I can hear you.
هو قوله تعالى and after the ayah.
Yeah, we can skip the surah.
Okay. So normally when how do we Arab or this like statement after وهو قوله تعالى and the statement come after it? What
مقول
we
القول.
call مقول القول. القول, right?
Yes.
Okay. فحرف أنت مبتدأ ترى فعل مضارع فاعله أنت ترى أن رسول الله is مفعول به of ترى أن again اسمه أن مبتدأ رسول الله اسمه أن and رسول is مضاف لفظ دلالة is مضاف إليه and نفى أن رسول الله نفى again فعل ماضي فاعله هو عبادة الأصنام is مفعول به بفعل نفى النفي is متعلق بالفعل.
Yes, but which فعل?
النفى
نفى عن نفسه.
بصيغتين is it hard? No, متعلق
متعلق to something. So he negated the worship of idols in two forms. He negated in two forms.
النفى again متعلق to نفى.
Yes. So this is number 2. متعلق بالفعل number 2.
And the whole sentence is the مفعول به of ترى.
Yes. So the whole second part. So you have ترى أن رسول الله, and then the whole this نفى عبادة الأصنام would be the خبر of أن. So that جملة فعلية would be the خبر of أن. And the whole thing from the beginning, from مبتدا to خبر, from أن رسول الله all the way to بالصيغتين would be the مفعول به of ترى. So you see this. So it's like if you replace this entire sentence with this, you see this. And then this, you can expound it and say أن رسول الله نفى عبادة الأصنام عن نفسه بصيغتين. Right?
Okay. So الفعلية والاسمية is الصفة بالصيغتين.
Not صفة. Think what is the relationship between صيغتين and الفعلية والاسمية.
is explaining
Mhm.
صيغتين.
And can I be able to replace can I remove الصيغة and just replace بالفعلية والاسمية?
Yes.
So I can say نفى عبادة الأصنام عن نفسه بالفعلية والاسمية. I can do that,
Oh,
right?
okay.
So it could be a بدل مطابق يعني بدل الكل من الكل, or it could be عطف بيان in a sense that it is providing which kinds of صيغة are we talking about. It's not just any kind of صيغة, but it's specifically the فعلية and الاسمية. So you can look at it both ways. And again, all عطف بيان can be all بدل can be عطف بيان, but not all عطف بيان can be بدل. So that's a rule of thumb. So if you see something that can be a بدل, that is a بدل, but can also be عطف بيان, that's okay. But if you see something that is عطف بيان, it cannot be a بدل. It can only be عطف بيان, right? So here in this case, you can, if you say بدل is fine. If you say عطف بيان, it's fine.
Okay.
And then you have لا أعبد ما تعبدون.
Perfect alignment code.
So this is this you can look at it as again either عطف بيان or بدل. So again you have this here is بدل. Okay, that writing nicer. And of course الاسمية is اسم معطوف to الفعلية here. We can look at it that way. Okay. And then you have لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنا أعبد ما عبدتم. Again, this one. Yes.
Sister, just for my information, because I don't remember anything regarding this. So when we have ataf bayan, does it have to match in status with the ism that is coming before it?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Okay.
With عطف bayan is just extra information. Or it's
Okay.
more, it's information that if I don't give it to you, the sentence will not make sense.
Okay. So what if you have this kind of a situation when there is an ism and there is another ism, and if we are treating it as ataf bayan, so what status will you give them?
Obviously, if it's just an isim, what I meant by it's that you can have an isim, you can have a jumla, you can have different things, right?
Yeah.
But of course, when
Yeah.
it comes to the whole topic of badal, it has to match. With the status, it has to match.
Yeah, I got that. So I'm just refreshing my memory about ataf bayan.
Yeah, it also
because
matches.
It also matches? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because it's under the topic of badal. Atuf bayan is just like badal, but it's different in a sense that, for example, if I say I met, let's say you have 5 brothers, and then I just said I met your brother. If I don't specify that specifically, you won't understand which brother I'm talking about. So I say I met your brother Adil. Now you know which brother I'm talking about. That could also be atif, that could also be badal, because I can say I met Adil and you know who I'm talking about. But if I just said I met your brother, it's incomplete, because now which brother did you meet? Or if I say this is the Khalifa, or the Khalifa ruled this the Islamic empire, the Islamic civilization, which Khalifa? There's so many of them. So if I say Al Khalifa Umar, now you understand which one I'm talking about, right?
Okay. So in this scenario, they if we consider it as ataf bayan also, so the status will match with the noun before, right?
Yes.
Only in those scenarios where badal and ataf bayan both could be treated.
Even in other cases, if it's just an ism, it has to match.
Yeah.
With as far as status is concerned, it has to match. What does not have to match is properness and even gender. Those two don't have to match. Like sometimes you can have mismatch in gender, you can have mismatch in properness, in commonness and properness. But status has to match.
Status has to. Okay. Sorry, I just completely forgot this topic.
Yeah.
Jazakallah khair.
And we didn't exactly learn it in details, so maybe that's that also. And it doesn't come up a lot also. Yeah. Any other questions there?
Did you say it doesn't need to match case, but you then said it does matches the status, but not gender or number?
Status is the case, right?
Yes,
Am I confusing?
that's what
Yes.
clarifying. So it has
Oh
to
yeah,
match
sorry.
it has to match the status, but not gender or number.
Yeah.
And what about type? You
Even
said
type.
proper
It
even type.
it
Okay.
matches in, let me just confirm that, because it doesn't have to match in type. One can be proper, the other one can be common. It doesn't have to match. But let me confirm as far as number is concerned, because I have a feeling that it matches in number as well, unless I am wrong. Okay, where is my...
We have totally forgotten this topic. At least I have.
Yeah, me too. I need to, where is it? This is, where did we do this? Badal. Let's see, at bayan. Okay.
Mm.
Uh, let's see, badal. What are the four kinds of badal? Yeah, mention. The badal and mubdal minhu don't have to match in type. So that's the only exception. Like it has to match in number, it has to match in gender and in case, but it doesn't have to match in type, I think. Although I think it also doesn't have to match in gender, but that's something I can confirm. But definitely in type, it doesn't have to match. That for sure, I know. Okay, let's go back. All right. Then you have لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد. If I replace this with, let's say, I can replace it with letter A and letter B just to make it easy to understand. Okay, so this whole ayah is just representing A, and B is representing that whole ayah, and A is representing that part. So how would I do the i'rab of that? So بصيغتين الفعلية والاسمية, this and this. What do you think?
What was the question?
How would I do the i'rab of what is in the bracket, this ayah and this ayah? How would I do the i'rab of that?
This ayah and this ayah. I think it will be like ayu.
This one.
Yeah, ayu. Like
Ayu?
Sayyidiyya.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be badal of
Ayu.
Yeah, it's gonna be another badal. So
Yeah,
I
it's
can
like
easily
ayu.
replace fi'liya with this one and ismiya with B.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those two are still also badals,
Mm.
right? And then what you can continue action.
وحفظت بالفعلين is معطوف بصيغتين.
Yes, it's معطوف to that. Beautiful.
And المضارع والماضي is again بدل بالفعلين.
Oh, so we'll say المضارع is the badal and الماضي is معطوف to المضارع.
المضارع, yes.
So whenever you have حرف عطف, whatever comes after حرف عطف is going to be اسم معطوف. Okay?
And وتعبدون وعبدتم is تعبدون is بدل. وحرف عطف and عبدتم is معطوف to تعبدون.
Yes.
And the whole is بدل like before A and
Yeah.
B, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Same thing.
Okay, got it.
Also, this whole thing is one sentence. فأنت ترى and أبدتم.
Yes, all the way to عبدتم is one sentence. So you can see how it's connected either by مفعول به or متعلق بالفعل or a بدل.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Wow, حققت نفى فعل ماضي فاعله هو عن الكافرين is متعلق بالفعل نفى العبادة is مفعول به نفاه
مفعول
به.
نفى ماذا؟ Yes.
Yes, مفعول به نفاه.
Mhm.
الحقيقة is the صفة في
الحقة.
عبادة. Oh, الحقة
This
is
is
the
the
صفة
yes.
في عبادة.
Yes.
بصيغة واحدة بصيغة جار مجرور بصيغة موصوف واحدة صفة متعلق حق.
No, so you have to see it in terms of a sentence. So if I say عبادة الحقة, true worship in two forms doesn't make sense. But if I said he negated in two forms, then that makes sense. He negated this in two forms, as opposed to saying true religion in two forms, that the meaning would be different. If I say true religion is in two forms, first of all, that's a false statement because you cannot have true religion and then it has multiple forms. It can only be one form, right? So you see that the meaning goes in a very different direction, right? So this بصيغة واحدة goes back to نفى. He negated using two forms. Sorry, using one form بصيغة واحدة, in one form, right? So this would be متعلق بالفعل and the فعل is نفى.
Okay, so knowing for which متعلق is connected to which phrase, we have to know the meaning.
Yes,
Meaning or
the meaning helps a
expression.
lot.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and I think you can just like imagine, you can connect it to different things and write out the meaning and see which one makes the most sense. I think that's probably a training that you can do by yourself to be able to see which يعني the متعلق is connected to what exactly. Yeah.
مرتين
How do you say مرتين? مرتين is what?
حال. I said حال.
But it shows like how many times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
حال.
مفعول له.
مفعول له gives a reason. مفعول لأجله is for a reason.
Oh, okay. So what is it?
What other kind of مفعول can show number?
Number. Nothing. Who, what. And,
So maybe let's list down the different kinds of مفاعيل. So we have مفعول
Yeah.
به, answers
Yeah.
what or who. What else do we have?
فيه. The
فيه
time.
shows where and time.
Place.
What else?
Then we have له, which shows how. Okay. And then we have why. What was that? Why?
مفعول له.
Yeah, that's all.
But
مفعول
why does not answer. مرتين, twice does not answer why.
مفعول مطلق.
There you go. مفعول مطلق. Now,
Okay.
when we talk about مفعول مطلق, it's not exactly مفعول مطلق here, but we are in the right discussion now that we're talking about مفعول مطلق. We know مفعول مطلق, there are three kinds of مفعول مطلق, right? There's مفعول مطلق لبيان النوع, that shows the type of فعل, the type of action that is happening. For example, if I say أكلت أكل الملوك, أكل الجوعان, for example. I ate the eating of a hungry person, like I ate so much. So it gives emphasis to the kind of eating, so the kind of action that I did. And then you have مباين للعدد, the one that clarifies the number of times something happened. So I ate twice. أكلت أكلتين. أكلت أكلتين. That's where we are talking about it. And of course, there's another one that is, what is the last one that I'm forgetting?
Nayab?
Intensity.
What about
التوكيد
Nayab?
or yeah, نائب الفاعل نائب مفعول مطلق now comes under the general, but there I thought there were 3 kinds of مفعول مطلق.
Intensity.
Intensity.
intensity. أكلت أكلا. أكلة, sorry. I ate an eating, like it was such a massive eating, right? So it just shows emphasis or intensity. Yeah, those are the 3 kinds. Now,
Oh.
under the topic of مفعول مطلق, we discussed نائب المفعول المطلق. Now, this is where you have something replacing the مفعول مطلق. The مفعول مطلق is not there. For example, here, نفى, I don't know what the master of نفى is. نفي, I think. So it would be نفى نفيتين. That would have been مفعول مطلق. If he said نفى نفيتين, that we would say نفيتين مفعول مطلق, right? Because it is مباين للعدد, it shows the quantity. But you see, نفيتين has been replaced with what? مرتين. So it's not exactly the same مصدر from the verb نفى. It is a different word that has come to show the number. So now we would say مرتين نائب المفعول المطلق. Clear? Okay,
Can
I
you
think I have.
write down the terms for these 3?
I'll share with you guys. I have like a simple PDF 1-page summary
Okay.
of مفعول مطلق.
Okay.
I'll share it in the group.
Oh, okay.
Or I can share it in the chat as well, no worries. Just have to find it. This would be where? Oh, مفعول.
So one random question. Why are we classifying the type and intensity differently? Because when you use the same masdar, then it does
Yeah.
indicate intensity, right? Like emphasis is intensity.
Yeah, it's true. But then again, it's like we're being more specific. We want to, it's not just like, for example, intensifying the number of times or indicating the number of times something happened is different from just, adding stress to the action or indicating the type of action that is being done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've shared the PDF. It's just 1 page. It summarizes everything that we just talked about as far as مفعول مطلق is concerned. It doesn't have notes on نائب المفعول المطلق, but it has notes on what's it called? مفعول مطلق itself.
In your document, when you say lil tawkid, the emphasis, is that what you mean by intensity?
Yes, emphasis. Yeah. So it's مؤكد للفعل. It is intensifying the action or it is adding emphasis to the action. ضربته ضربا. I beat him so hard. Yeah. So it is showing stress. It's stressing the فعل. But when I said ضربته ضرب الكلاب, I beat him the beating of dogs, I am explaining the kind of action that I took upon him. Or maybe that's not the best example, but if I said I ate the eating of kings, now I'm explaining to you like how lavish. I'm explaining to you the kind of فعل, the kind of eating that I did. So that is مبين لنوع. It explains the kind of action that took place. Yes, exactly. فوزية. Although we're adding the like, but even though the like is not there, so don't confuse yourself if you like. Okay, alhamdulillah. That is clear. All right. I don't even know what time it is, but okay, we have 4 minutes. Maybe we can take like 5 more extra minutes and just finish up to this full stop. I think we can do that. Up to Yazul. Okay, so my screen has started misbehaving again. Okay, actually you can continue. I don't know why. Oh, مرتين. So we've said مرتين is نائب المفعول المطلق.
Okay. And here صيغة is the مبتدأ خبر. And
Did right.
and it is the whole sentence is صفة مرتين.
Yes. Okay, so my
Okay.
pen won't write for some reason. It's writing and then it's deleting. But anyway, yeah, so here would be the mubtada.
Yeah, صيغة
Uh-huh.
الصيغة is the خبر المعطوف الاسمية is the صفة. So it's الموصوف صفة is the خبر. And the whole
Yes.
sentence is the whole sentence is the صفة مرتين, which is I think.
It's not a sifa to مرتين. It's a sifa to صيغة واحدة.
Okay.
So which sifa? Which صيغة? صيغة الاسمية. Or you can even look at it as a another بدل or عطف بيان. Yeah, بصيغة الاسمية. So you can look at it as another either بدل الاشتمال, which gives like further details. Although here it doesn't have no, it's not بدل الاشتمال, sorry. It's عطف بيان. Makes sense as عطف بيان of صيغة واحدة. أو صفة.
أو صفة صيغة
صيغة.
واحدة. صيغة.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
ولا أنتم عابدون ما عبد is again بدل or التصفيان.
Yeah.
هي صيغة الاسم.
Yeah. So the whole thing could be the بدل of هي صيغة الاسمية. So that whole thing could be that.
Okay. واو حرف معنى is the مبتدأ. ومعنى is مضاعف ذلك is مضاعف إليه. أنه is the مبتدأ. and أنه نفى is the خبر. and أنه again is مبتدأ. and نفى from نفته عبادة is the خبر. and نفى is again فعل ماضي. فاعله هو. عبادة الأصنام is مفعول به تنفى. النفس is متعلق تنفى متعلق بالفعل تنفى. في الحالتين is again متعلق بالفعل تنفى. الحالتين موصوف الثابتة صفة. أو عطف and متجدد again معطوف الثابتة.
Sorry, الثابتة is not going to be the صفة. So في الحالتين, just like we looked at بالصيغتين الفعلية والاسمية, في الحالتين الثابتة والمتجددة.
Okay. So it's the verb. It's بدل.
Exactly.
حالتين. Okay.
Yeah.
and وعطف and متجدد is معطوف الثابتة. في جميل عزمتي جميل on is متعلق to متعلق.
What makes sense?
حالتين.
So Selam, I have a query. If you take
Yes.
this Sabit wal mutajaddida
جددة. Mhm.
but they are not matching in number with halidain.
If we take it as a صفة,
Maybe I heard it wrong. My bad.
no, she
No.
said صفة, but then we corrected and we said it's just like the statement before بالصيغتين الفعلية والاسمية, and we said الفعلية is the بدل. So in this case also في الحالتين الثابتة والمتجددة, you can imagine there's semicolons here as well.
Oh,
So
okay.
in two forms, yeah, that's how we look at it.
Okay. So it is a badal or ataqwa. Okay.
Yes.
This is a correct.
That was still confusing me because in the previous sentence, فعلتين was twice, and then we have Madare and Hadi, and both of them make badal. Is that what we're saying?
Could you repeat that? Sorry.
Sorry. Sentence number 10,
Yeah. Mhm.
11.
Mhm.
They were both badals there, but for B صيغتين الفعلية والاسمية. So are we saying Failiyati and Ismiyati, those are two of them that make the number 2 for Sighatain because they have to match in number? I'm so confused about that.
Yeah, so that's the thing about badal. It does, that's why I was saying it doesn't have, the only thing that I know for sure that I'll confirm about gender and number. But the way you do the i'rab, you'd say you cannot have two things as a badal. Only one thing is going to be the badal, and then waw harf atif, and then whatever comes after it is going to be ma'tuf. In meaning, if you just think about it in meaning, it adds up, right? So if I said bisiratain in two forms, this and this, those are two things, in meaning, it makes sense. But i'rab wise, we are saying the badal is only one thing. The badal cannot be two things, right? So that's why I'm a bit, I need to go back and find out if it has to also match in number specifically. And if that's the case, then maybe we can look at this as atif bayan, probably. I don't know. So give me time. I'll go and check whether it has to match in number and in gender. I will confirm those two things. But definitely type does not have to match.
Okay, sure. We'll go check as well. Thank you.
Yeah. So we were here في جميع الأزمنة.
Okay, so it's متعدد حالتين, I guess.
So في حالتين in two states in all, if I just said that, so here I think if it goes back to the verb, the فعل, would make sense, because if I just removed حالتين, في حالتين الثابتة, because في حالتين is also a متعلق to something. So again, I have to look at, is it can I attach a متعلق to another متعلق, and will it make sense if I do that? All right. But if I go directly to the verb and I remove, let's say I remove everything in between. So if I just said أنه نفى في جميع الأزمنة, he negated in all times. Does that make sense? It makes sense. He negated the worship of idols in all times. So you see that that makes sense. So maybe that's another trick you can use. Just remove everything in between the verb and then see if it can easily connect back to the verb. If it can connect back to the verb, then that's your متعلق بالفعل.
Okay, need practice.
Yes.
Okay, wow. Her part of هذا is مبتدا, غاية is خبر,
Yes.
غاية مضاف كمالي is مضاف إليه,
Mhm.
is حرف what do you call it? حرف شرطية.
Yeah.
Is حرف شرطية. Am I correct?
Yes. So if can be أداة شرط, can be also مضاف, because
Okay.
and it pushes and we know it's the same as إذا. إذ and إذا have like similar roles, except إذ is always with the ماضي And then إذا is also with the ماضي, but it pushes the meaning to the future, like we know, right?
So here we call it
You can
حرف
say just أداة شرط, yeah, or حرف شرط.
أداة الشرط. Yes. أداة الشرط
Or it could
لو
even
is
be like something like I'm forgetting the name. I look at the forgetting the name because it's just like starting a clause, right?
yes.
I
So
will
it can
look
be
at,
مضاف,
yes, it can also
and
be
the rest
مضاف
and the rest of the sentences مضاف إليه
مضاف إليه, yes,
في محل جر.
yeah.
Yeah, and low is again حرف شرط.
Oh, sorry, it's
حرف
not
شرط.
it's
Yeah.
not a حرف. It would be an ism because
Okay, yes,
Okay.
yeah,
That Zaman?
yes,
Oh, okay.
it can also be looked at as a ظرف زمان as well. So إذ and إذا is one of those. It has so many labels.
I don't know. I don't really correctly remember, but correct me. When is and law comes, so how do you translate it? Even if something?
To translate إذ أو إذ
Even
لو.
if? Yeah. What comes with law
had.
that we translate with law, or even if?
Sometimes, you know, the إذ doesn't even, it's not even translated as such. Like it's just starting a clause. And
Okay.
it depends what comes after it. It depends. I think that is also something I need to polish my
Yeah. Because I
knowledge
think the
on.
stuff Jawad did mention in some of the text, something was coming with law, and he said that this comes with law, we translate as even if. Now, I don't
Low,
remember what is or what was something else.
I think it was Lola.
Laula.
Written at
Oh, okay. Laula.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because if is just introducing a verbal clause. It could mean then or and. It can come with other things like is inna, is ذاك. And of course, depends on what comes after it for the meaning. But it's more like just and or then, or sometimes since can also be used to translate is, right?
So here it is just مضاف.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, مضاف, and the rest of the sentences مضاف إليه في محل جر. And low is again حرف شرط. Yeah. لأن اقتصر فعل ماضي فاعله هو على الفعل متعلق بالفعل اقتصر. لقيل is جواب لو.
Beautiful.
قيل is فعل ماضي مجهول.
Yes.
إن هذا أمر حادث قد يزول is مقولا قول نائب
Is
فاعل.
so you have قيل, remember?
Yes, so it's
It's مبني
مقولا
للمجهول.
قول. Yeah, نائب فاعل.
Yes. So this whole statement is going to be the نائب الفاعل في محل رفع.
Okay. Then إن is مبتدأ. هذا اسمه إن is together is مبتدأ. أمر حادث is موصوف صفة خبر. قد يزول is قد حرف تحقيق.
But here, because it comes
يزول
with the مضارع, it's not giving يعني تحقيق. It's more like I'm forgetting the word that is used in Arabic, but it's like might. So تضعيف, I think. Was it the word that was used? So the likelihood, possibility, it's not sure. Like if it comes with a ماضي, 100% sure.
Okay.
But if it comes with a مضارع, then there's a possibility. Might not. Right?
تقليل حرف. What do you call it? I forgot.
Yeah, the name also I have forgotten myself.
يزول اسم المضارع فاعله هو and the whole sentence is صفة حادثة.
Yes, this is صفة number 2. To أمر. أمر قد يزول.
قد يزول. Okay, صفة number 2.
So again, how do I know it's the sifa to amrun and not to hadith, like you were suggesting? Hadith means current. So if I just said current, like current does not go away, it doesn't make sense. But if I said a matter does not go away, then you see it makes sense. This matter does not go away, or a matter that doesn't go away. Yeah. All right, I think that's a good place.
What is the meaning of yazulu?
Zala yazulu, to be removed, to come out. Let me just check the dictionary, the exact meaning, but it's like to go away, to, I understand the meaning, it's just that the exact, let me just check real quick and I will tell you. Zala yazulu, yeah, to go away, to withdraw, to abandon, to leave, disappear, vanish. Maybe that's, disappear is a good word to use here. Qad yazul, it could disappear, or it could vanish, it could go away. Yeah, it could end. That also is a good translation. This is a good verb to know, Zala yazulu, because I think it's also used quite a bit.
How do you translate هذا غاية الكمال?
غاية الكمال, غاية extreme, الكمال perfection. So وهذا غاية الكمال, and this is, because again مبتدا خبر, this is extreme. Okay, you can say extreme of perfection, because I know it's مضاف مضاف إليه and you're probably struggling with that. And I'm translating as a mawsuf sifa, so you're like wondering what is happening. But sometimes mudaf and mudaf ilay in English, you translate it as mawsuf sifa to make sense. So ghayatul kamal will be like the end of perfection. So ghaya would be the end of something, the extreme end of something. So if I say, for example, ila, harf jar ila is used for ghaya. One of the purposes, one of the meanings of ila is al-ghaya. You will see this in some books. What they mean is that ila refers to the end of something, to the extreme end of something. So you can look at ghayatul kamal as this is the end of perfection. But when I say this is the end of perfection, it doesn't really bring out the meaning. What is the end of perfection? What I mean is that this is utmost perfection. This is extreme perfection. This is the end of perfection, basically like the highest form of perfection. So that's what we understand that. Any other questions? Oh, other clarifications there?
I have a question. Did we wreck your brain today?
Did I do what?
Did we wreck your brain today?
Rock my brain.
Wreck, W-R-E-C-K. You asked so many questions today.
No, Allah, I appreciate it. SubhanAllah. Your questions, actually, they're the things that I look forward to so much because they build me more. I mean, just explaining this, if there were no questions and I was just explaining this class, I wouldn't be forced to go and study something else or go look up this word or look up the function of this. But it's because you asked me these questions and I really appreciate them, that also push me towards learning more. So yeah, don't stop asking questions. I never feel like you're asking me too many questions. In fact, you're never asking me enough. So
I don't know.
yeah.
I feel I put you on the uneasy phase by asking too many questions.
Never. I truly appreciate it, honestly. Like I welcome the questions. Please ask me as much. Even if I don't know, I will tell you I don't know, but I'll go look at it. If I find the answer, I will tell you. If I don't find it, I'll tell you I didn't find it. Yeah. Because we're all learning here together.
Jazakallah khair. Yeah. But I keep forgetting that sometimes the old concepts, you know. Is there any clue? Because I'm completely blank on this Ataf Bayan thingy. It's
Yes,
like I never
because it doesn't come often.
How do you keep up? I mean, I've seen you keep up. Alhamdulillah, you have a remarkable memory.
It's just
Yeah, very
revision,
good.
and you guys keep me on my toes. And a lot of revision. Well, not really revision, but I read a lot, and يعني like if I come across a concept that I've forgotten, like for example now that you've forgotten Atif Bayan, what I would do immediately after this session or immediately after I have remembered something I've forgotten, I'll go back to my notes. And you can see my notes, like Alhamdulillah, I try to organize my notes in a way that I can easily access everything. So I just know, okay, this topic, this way, I just go read whatever I need to read. I don't have to go through different books and I mean, unless I don't have it in my notes, then I will go and look for it somewhere else. But when you have your notes organized in such an easy way, it's easy to find information quickly. I don't remember the last time I opened the Bayyinah textbook because to use the Bayyinah textbook, you have to know exactly where the thing is, and it's I don't know how many pages, 1,000-page book, so it's not easy to find something there.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. Any other last points before we end? All right, I think we can stop there. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. I will see you guys tomorrow inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum salam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep you in rahmah, neema, and afiyah with your loved ones, surrounded with protection of all sorts. Ameen.
آمين يا رب العالمين وإياكم جزاكم الله خير.
جزاك الله خيرا.
السلام عليكم. جزاك الله خيرا كثيرا.
إياكم.